Well, hi there. This is the two Dr. John Brachos, both full licensed psychologists here in Michigan. And we're doing 10-minute talks. We're making them information helpful in a brief time. Our goal is not to overwhelm you with data, but just try to give you information that can be helpful. Today, we're going to talk about being happy. What do you do to be happy? And we're going to try to do this within a 10-minute frame. John, you want to start with something?
It is amazing how hard of a time people find in just being happy with anything. Like right now, it's a beautiful day outside. Oh, but it's Michigan. It's going to get ugly tomorrow. So we try to just focus on being happy and what just little tidbits that we can do to stay that way and be that way.
Well, I think a first step is like yourself. You have to be able to say, I like myself. I'm a good person. I'm trying to be a better person. And if you keep getting these statements that come back and say, no, I'm mean, I'm grumpy, I'm bad, I'm not good, rubbish. You have to kick these out and work at being positive. This is what you have to really work on. It's hard, but you do really have to do it. And another thing to work on is two key statements. I am loved, and I'm able to love. This is really important to self-esteem, because you might say to yourself, well, I'm not very lovable. Well, we have to try to be the most caring, the most responsible we can be, and we have to present ourselves in a way that people are going to love and care for us. This is part of being happy. Now, this is not always an easy feeling for someone to get, but it's really very, very critical. If you're going to be happy, you have to be able to do this. John, haven't you seen
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then just the way when people have that mindset, they have a hard time feeling that they deserve to even be to take care of themselves. They'll take better care of their dogs than they will of themselves.
Well, dogs lead a pretty good life, as your dog Pat, that big German Shepherd that he is. And then we need balance in life. We need balance. You can't work all the time, but you also can't play all the time. Okay, you've got to get balance. Aristotle's Summum Bonum, where we try to get some balance and meaning in life. And that's a different thing for different people, but we can work, we want to be responsible, we want to get things done we have to do, but we also have to know how to have fun. Now, John, you seem to be pretty good at fun. Are you getting your balance in work?
I do. I think, the old axiom is business before pleasure. I definitely work hard, but I make sure that there is John time to have a good time.
Okay. And then we have to look for positives in life. I'm amazed how people can find negativity in anything. It's kind of like the weather. We just said if you talk to some, remember my Uncle Glenn years ago said there are people you can talk to, and you could say, boy, isn't it a beautiful day today? They'll say, ha, 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 it's not going to be that way in a while. It's going to just be that way right now. And you kind of go, my, oh my, how do people really get that way? But they do. So we look for positives in life. Now, John, what's a good way to find positives in your life or try to seek them out? What do you do?
Well, you know what I try to do is I intentionally look for things to be happy and positive, because you can frame anything you want into any way that you want. So I think it's really important, just kind of the glass is half full, where you're just looking for things to be happy. If it is an ugly day, well, it'll be nice tomorrow. It'll be nice again soon. And try to turn things around in a way where you're looking for it to be the positive and looking forward to the positive, rather than, oh, it's going to be ugly tomorrow. It's Michigan. Eventually it'll get bad again.
And you're also trying to substitute negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Cognitive restructuring is what it's called. So we want to try to find the positives in life. If you look for negatives, you can certainly find them. But try to find the positives, and you'll find that positive people tend to be happy with positive people. And sadly, often depressed people find each other and they kind of have this cloud over them. No, you want to be positive. If you're not that positive and you're working at it, try to be around people that are positive, people that add something to your life in a good way. Another area, and John and I talk about this a lot because we really see it as a problem, you have to really control your time on the computer. Okay, social contact, okay. I'm not talking about people contact, I'm talking about on the computer and spending limitless time there and not interacting with people. One of the things John and I have talked about is if you go walking in your neighborhood, you're going to find there aren't a lot of kids. There's plenty of people his age and my age, I'm a little older than him, of course, that are out walking. And the thing that always surprises me, if I'm going to the office on a day that it's a school day, There are children out waiting for school buses, and they're all over. And I just wonder, where are they during the day? They seem to be, if they're not in school, they must be inside on their computers or something, unless they're invisible. What do you think, John?
No, I think so. I think that people have gotten too attached to devices, and I think what you're referring to is the screen time. I think people have, in a lot of ways, it's kind of become a babysitter, and people get into these fantasy worlds where I think it is very critical that we're able just to get away and actually interact with people and develop social skills. I think a lot of times young people that I work with a lot are in many ways lacking the social skills, which I think lead to struggles with being happy and finding happiness in relationships with other people.
Well, I think that's really true, because what we really want to do, and I talked about a little before, we want to develop positive relationships with people. And the best way to do that is to be positive. There's a quote I've always liked from Oscar Wilde, the great Irish writer from the 1800s, actually. And he talked about a cynic, and he said, the cynic knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. And that is really true. If you want to be cynical and negative, you'll have no problem finding things to be negative. There's a lot of negativity in the world. You have a choice, though. You have a choice to be happy, have positive thoughts, think positive thoughts. If things are difficult, we try to move on. We try to see problems as opportunities for resolution and to move forward, not something stopping in you and not allowing you to move forward. So you have to realize you make choices. You make choices to be positive. You make choices to be negative. And the first thought some people might say, and John, we've seen this a lot, but there's so much negativity. Look around the world, Dr. Braccio. People say, well, yeah, but there are good things too. Right now, this is during the coronavirus, in terms of quarantine. There's so many people out working and helping and doing things, being kind to people, getting on the phone. All these are these positive things that where human beings help other human beings. Let's focus on that. Don't focus on the negativity. John, do you have any closing remarks?
Yes, I do. And you mentioned that people who are negative, they're very good at finding things to be negative about, to complain about. The converse is also true. If you want to be positive, you can always look for things to be positive about and really have the mindset that you're going to be looking for that. Because, the coronavirus, there's a lot of problems in life. And one thing, I'm going to borrow a line that actually you taught me. In life, there's going to be a lot of problems, but rather than looking at it as a problem, look at it as an opportunity to do new things, to explore new things, to just have different experiences in life, to turn the problem into a positive.
Like when I said cut the grass, John. But then when I added, then you could have some ice cream, all of a sudden it worked. It worked. So again, we're positive people. We want you to be positive. We're trying to give you some positive thoughts. And this is brief, obviously. We have a lot of things on our website, a lot of things that are related to happiness and being successful in life. So this is meant to be something brief, something to give you some positive thoughts. And really just, we feel just be happy and work at it, not in a shallow way, but in a way that you really develop yourself as a person and you're useful, helpful, and loving in relationships with others.
And just to second that, I think that this just goes back to just being positive, finding the positives, and really the cognitive restructuring, the fancy word that you use, as far as just everything that comes at you is neutral. We can assign whatever we want to it, and we want it to be positive.
And we appreciate your willingness to listen to our podcast here, and we're just trying to be helpful. Over 70 years experience between the two of us. So best of luck to you, and be happy.